All right, what up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. We are going to look at CTSI. All right, this one was a viewer request. So if you got a request for a stock, a crypto, anything you want me to chart up, give you some technical analysis on, feel free to let me know in the comments. I do those every week. So I'll get to it as soon as I can. All right. What we're looking at is the daily chart. So each candlestick is going to represent a day, and we're going to go over some key patterns. All right, and we're going to learn a little bit about divergence. All right, bullish or bearish. Right, and by the end of the video, you're going to start to understand the price action of CTSI a lot more. And hopefully, you can prepare yourself for the next upcoming moves. All right. So initially, right, this is what's known as a double top. Okay, you see these two little circles up here. That's a very common pattern known as a double top. Okay, and it ended up forming, if you can look, an M pattern. Okay, see how we did this? Make that M. Okay, so there's a double top or an M pattern, right? You can call it either one of those. And ever since then, we've just been bear flagging on the way down, right? So a bear flag is going to be this pattern right here, okay, where you have a sharp move down, okay, that's your flag pole, okay, and then here is the flag, all right. This is a consolidation, this sideways movement, right? If you Google bear flag, this is what it's going to show you, right? It's going to show you just like this, and this is real, this is really happening, all right. This is real bear flags playing out, not just textbook examples, right? So if you're watching these, you're going to see it create these channels. That's not good, right? You need to see it, start a new uptrend, okay, and actually break out to the upside. Because really what it's doing is it's just absorbing the massive drop that just happened, right? Okay, so the way a bear flag works is, you'll have your channel and then you get the breakout to the downside, right? And what you can do is you can duplicate this drawing here and then you put it there around your breakout, right? And then what do? We have a sharp drop down, okay? And then we consolidate, right? We have some absorption, some digestion, okay? And then we break down below again, all right? And we've been hitting these bear flag targets. There's a lot of videos I have from like 5 months ago saying, hey, coins are up here, expect them to come down to here or be prepared for that. And it's happened now, right? So a lot of this stuff, you did have the potential. Now, one thing else that specifically for CTSI that I want to point out to you guys is this is not a good pattern. Okay. This has not been a healthy pattern for CTSI, the cup. Okay. Now, there is something known as a cup and handle, right? Where you would have your cup right there and your handle, okay, and this will be your base, and then you get a breakout to the upside, and it's a bullish pattern, okay. But what CTSI has been doing is just forming a cup, all right, and then going back down, right. We get the cup, and then instead of going down and making a handle, it goes like this. So, be very cautious of that pattern if you see it, specifically on CTSI, right? There's one cup and boom, big drop, right? We zoom in right here, okay, and you can see another cup. Here's another cup, and instead of forming a handle, drops. All right. And I've just seen that multiple times, right? Even here in this bear flag, it still looks like a perfect cup right there. And instead of making the handle, goes down. All right. So I would be very cautious of that one in particular. Okay, if you see that cut pattern start forming, I would protect the trade. Okay, so this is that level right here. I just want to show you, this is that bear flag target level, and this is, look how key of a level this has been. Okay, it is showing signs of bottoming, but it most definitely can go lower. What we've done is we have the support level here and we've flipped it to resistance. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in on these candles some more so you can really see what I mean. All right, now, a lot of charts basically had this pattern that I'm about to show you guys. All right, there was an ascending wedge. Okay, this is a bearish pattern, right? And the stock is going, or the crypto is going to go like this and then break to the downside. All right, so you could draw that, right? Or we also had a head and shoulders. Okay, and here's our head and shoulders. Sorry, give me 1 second. There we go. Here's our head. Here's our right shoulder. Okay. So, whether you have that pattern or you have this pattern you're looking at, there's two bearish patterns right there. Really, once we got the breakout from here, that's really when we started to form the head and shoulders, So, patterns will coincide with each other and, can lead to further patterns, right? Now, every pattern doesn't have to play out. As we just went over, there's been multiple times where there was a cup forming and we never got a cup and handle, right? So keep that in mind for sure. Now, the bullish case that I have for this, okay, is again, we just went saw how important this level was, basically at 15 cents, right? Are we going to be able to get past it, right? That's a big question you should be asking yourself. Well, what I want you to do is go ahead and take a look down here at our RSI, okay? This is the relative strength index, and this is where you can start to spot some divergences, okay? Now, I want you to notice how essentially we're in this downtrend, okay? Or you could call it flat, right? And you can say that, we've either been in a downtrend or we've been flatlining here recently, okay? In the past, couple months. But if we look at our RSI, the relative strength index is what it stands for. We have a very nice uptrend, right? So we have a downtrend here and an uptrend there. That's what's known as bullish divergence, okay? Now, again, if you want to get super technical with it, okay, this is one way you could draw it, right, like this, okay, and I want you to look at each one of these points, okay. Now what we've done is basically tested the same bottom about 4 times, okay. Here it is on the relative strength index all the way down at 26, and then the next time we test that level, the relative strength is at 33, okay, and then the next time we test that level, it's at 37, right, and we come over here to the recent price action and we can see the RSI is up at 41, right? Even on these red days when it's going down and the stock has, been trying to recover, it's been building relative strength. Okay. So short term, there may be a nice little pop, right? So you could prepare for that. And what you could do is you could use this level right here as your support level. Okay. Right around 12 cents. Okay, that's kind of where we're bottoming, in between 12 to 14 cents. Just depending on how accurate you want to be or how specific you want to be. Those are the levels that I would watch, right? You want to see, are we going to hold those levels and really, keep having buyers step in, right? That's what we're seeing each time that this coin has come down here. Buyers have been stepping in nicely. So we're going to see, does this bullish divergence play out, right? And what you can do is you can look to see if we hold this trend line here, right? And so the way I would draw this trend line in particular would just be from here to here, right? So we see that, above there, it has the chance to go higher, right? And right now we're kind of like in the mid zone, right? You see how we're lower than, all the way up here. So I would look to see maybe if we come down, try to test somewhere near, find this trend line, find some support, and then catch a nice move to the upside, right? Now, if we don't do that, okay, and basically what would happen is we're going to come down here, test it, bounce, okay, and then it's going to break it. If you see it break this, okay, and start moving downwards very dramatically, then you're going to be seeing the coin go like this. All right, the coin is going to be dropping hard, right? So this trend line here is going to be really key, and it indicates that we may have a little bit of a bullish pop here soon. Okay, nothing too big to get excited about, maybe long term, because I think that while a lot of coins have dropped a lot and everything has gotten a lot cheaper, I think that there is still a little bit of rough periods coming along in the market, whether it's cryptocurrency and the stock market. They both kind of move very similarly now, especially the NASDAQ and tech stocks. And cryptocurrency is basically software. All right, whether you think so or not, it's all just software. It's tech, right? And eventually, cryptocurrency will be added to the stock market, and it'll be a new sector of the stock market. So, start using these patterns. Okay, start drawing up some head and shoulders, start drawing up some rising wedges, start drawing up some bear flags, and look for some divergences between the price of the coin and the relative strength index, okay, because that's going to give you a hint at to what maybe some of the activity is, right? Because let's say you're looking at this and you see that we have some support right around here, but it looks super weak and you're expecting it to break, and then all of a sudden it gets a nice pop. and you're really confused, well, it's because you weren't looking at the relative strength index, right? So appreciate you watching, especially if you made it to the end of the video. I really think you're going to like one of these next videos next. And don't forget, I do those viewer requests every week.